Raya Diamond is too loyal. Hey guys, I'm back with another video today. We're going to be reacting to ETU animations. My gold digger stepmom marries me in my sleep. I teach her a lesson. Dude, that's disgusting. That's weird. I don't care if she's your stepmom. You guys are in blood. That's weird. You know what I'm saying? I know he not okay with that, but y'all know I like watching these animations. Before I get into this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and hit that like button to stay tuned, guys. Let's get into it.
It's George. My dad and I are like best friends. He's been single for a while, and so it's just us, living alone in our 5-bedroom bungalow in the suburbs. We often go on weekly adventures somewhere. Sometimes we'd go to the lake house. Other times, we'd head upstate to his best friend's farm, where we hike and camp in the mountains. My favorite trip yet was when he rented a huge boat and we sailed across the Atlantic and ended up in Spain. I'm his only
Dang,
kid,
they
so
travel
I'm a bit
everywhere.
spoiled. I can have whatever I want, eat whatever I want, and go wherever I want with anybody I wish. That's been the case since forever, until my stepmom arrived at the scene. Celia is probably the most annoying grown woman to have ever existed. She's always talking, and her voice
She look like she don't shut up. She look like she got an annoying voice.
is about as annoying as they come. She didn't really help herself either by having the worst first impression possible as a new stepmom. On the day my dad introduced her to me, she called my nose large and ordered me around like a servant. Well, what are you waiting for, boy? Take my luggage and put father's
Her voice is so annoying.
my room. Now, be sure to
She like has that bougie uppity voice, like I'm better than you. Listen to me.
be careful about my furs. They're antique. Your dad got them for me as a gift, so be careful and keep your greasy nose away from my chocolates. They're imported directly from Belgium. Ugh, you look just like your father. I don't know if I'll ever get used to seeing that large nose.
Come on.
Celia was meaner than a junkyard dog. She'd bark orders on the daily and hurl insults at me as if it was her favorite pastime. She'd always wanted me out of the house, always looking for excuses to send me away. She even convinced my dad to send me to a military camp for the summer. I hated every second of it, especially since I loved going on holidays with my dad. One day, Celia got in her head that I should leave home. Permanently. She pestered Dad about it endlessly, telling him that I was spending way too much and that raising me cost way more than it cost.
No way is his dad just gonna believe her like that, but he probably will. You know how they be. They get married to a new woman, they let that new woman control them.
To raise an average kid. The truth was that Celia was not interested in saving Dad's money. She only wanted the money he spent on me to be spent on her instead.
She's a gold
If you
digger.
don't get rid of that leech, I'm leaving you. You have to choose. Me, the woman who adores you and makes you happy, or a spoiled,
Why would she ask him to leave his own son? Like, get out of here. Like, what makes you better than him?
annoying large-nosed moocher of a brat? Choose!
I would throw her to the curb so fast. Girl, you nothing.
Dad was not torn at all. He loved his only son more than anyone else in the world.
Right.
I was sure of it. I knew he was going to leave Celia. But the thing is, even though Celia was horrible, Dad seemed happy around her. I don't know what he
How can you be happy around somebody that's just like rude to your son and asks you to get rid of him like that? Like as if he, you know,
sees in
weird.
her, but he's been smiling a lot. So I didn't want him to choose me. That was why I made the choice for him. I packed my things and I left in the middle of the night. I
Wow.
left him a letter on his bedside table. And that was how I started living on the streets. I had a mission. I wanted to find my mom. I knew she was still in the same state. I just didn't know where. So I hopped on a
This got me thinking like whatever happened to his mom? Like did they just get a divorce and she just left or what?
bus and I hitchhiked all over the place, begging on the sidewalks or shining people's shoes whenever I needed money. Sure, I had some of my prized possessions with me, but I never wanted to part with the stuff my dad bought for me. I must have been out in the cold for a month when I finally got a lead.
For a
When I
month.
followed that lead, it led me to an estate so big I couldn't see the house from the street. The front yard alone was about the size of a football field,
Dang.
and the
That's
driveway
a
was
nice
probably a
house.
mile long. When I got there, Mom hugged me and welcomed me home. She
Aw.
fussed over me daily, and that was how my sisters began to envy me. She had 6 other daughters: Molly,
Six
Sasha, Alex,
six
Tony,
other daughters. So like she ain't have no more boys. She had all like six girls. They
Bree,
all
and
look alike.
Taylor. Every single one of them hated me. At school, they'd spread rumors about me. Whenever I'd start
What?
dating someone, they'd ruin my relationships by telling my current girlfriend that I was cheating on them.
They're all evil. What the heck? Like no, they some spoiled brats.
They even told my teachers that I always cheated on tests. I became known in school as Cheating George, and when we graduated from college, they would use their network of friends to block me from getting any opportunities or getting the jobs I applied
How
to.
can you have that much hatred in you? You so invested in ruining, your brother's life like that. Like even though they didn't live together, they weren't close or whatever. Like, oh my gosh, they're so selfish.
They didn't hide their disdain for me either. They would talk smack about me behind my mom's back and in front of her.
What?
He's just here because he wants our inheritance, right? Yeah, why does he even live here? Doesn't he have a dad? Yeah, go back to where you came from, gold digger. He came all the way here to
How
steal
y'all
what's
gonna call
rightfully
him a gold
ours.
digger?
And he stinks. And he's taking up space. I wanted the room you gave him for my designer bag collection. When Mom saw what my sisters were doing to me, she took pity, and she hired me to be her assistant. Every day I worked alongside her,
Wow,
seeing how the business was run.
that was
I
nice of
learned
her. She
everything
gave him
from
a
her.
job.
And when she finally retired, she called us all into a room with her lawyers. I've decided that you all have been given all the privileges most people can only dream of. You have great lives and have benefited from the best schools. You have everything you could ever ask for. So, I don't think you need any more money. I have instead decided to donate my life's work, all my fortune, to several charities of my choosing. The room erupted with
She about to
shrieks and
give
yells.
hella
What?
whatever she got to him.
Excuse me? I've worked so hard so I can be the top daughter and inherit your
Yeah, but you're spoiled, so shut up.
money. All 10 billion of it? Can't we just keep at least a billion each?
No, no,
Except George, of course.
y'all the
You
gold
can give a
diggers.
share to charity. Yeah, he doesn't get to have a single cent. I already put down a down payment for a villa in France. And I told my friends I was gonna give them all a ticket to Coachella. When I didn't
Well, you
complain,
shouldn't you
Mom
shouldn't
looked
be
at me
telling
and
him
asked if
that.
I had anything to add. No, Mom, it's your money. And besides, I think giving it all to charity is a noble act.
And look how humble he is. He deserved to get what he get. If she gives him a house or whatever, he deserves that.
I'm really proud of you, Mom. That was when Mom nodded to her lawyers and she continued. That was a test, and you all failed.
Except for George.
Except for George. So from now on, he will be the sole heir to my fortune and assets. George will run my business, seeing as he is the only one with the experience. I have given all of you.
Y'all see how karma comes back around though? Like, you not going don't think being selfish and being greedy is gonna get you somewhere, because in the long run it's gonna hit you. You gonna think, oh, I'm gonna get it, my mom gonna give it to me, whatever. It's no, you be grateful what you got now, treat people with respect, be kind to people, and blessings will come your way. That's Come on now, George is humble.
Chances to work for me, but you all declined. All you girls wanted to do was live the high life without consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Except George. I've cut off all your credit cards. I'm leaving George in charge of everything. It's time I took a good long vacation. I have an island in Spain waiting for me. After Mom left, my sisters begged me to give them jobs, so when I put up my dream restaurant, I hired them as waitresses. Unfortunately, Taylor started stealing from the cash register, and the rest
Uh-oh.
were so bad at their
She's fired.
jobs, often just texting or playing Candy Brush on their phones.
She's fired.
One day, Celia walked in and demanded to see me. Your dad's gone crazy and kicked me out!
Okay? What you telling me for? I don't care, gold digger.
Sounds like a you problem. Seeing it as an opportunity, my treacherous sisters befriended Celia and let her stay at our home. I told them not to, but they just ignored me and snuck her in anyway. What's worse was that a week later, there were several random people living there too. Celia had moved her friends in. They had
Wow.
wild parties every night,
She definitely taking advantage. How she just gonna do that and not say anything to George about it?
often causing sleepless nights for
She
me and
straight
the
using
maids.
him. You
And when
already
I tried to
know.
kick her and her friends out, they refused,
He mad
claiming
as
they had
heck.
squatters' rights, and my sisters all supported her. One night while I was sleeping, Celia snuck into my room and brought a priest. She married me while I was asleep and made me sign a piece of paper while she guided my hand. I learned she did this because she wanted a
What?
piece of the money. It was a totally hair braided scheme, and my lawyers got it thrown out in.
She's a goof. Like, come on now. Like, you weird. How you gonna marry marry your boyfriend's son or your husband's son or something like that? That's
Court.
weird.
Meanwhile, my sisters were taking photos and videos of the chaos at home and sending it to the paparazzi, telling everyone how the most influential and richest family in town was descending into anarchy under my leadership. Even the sham wedding with Celia got out too and got people talking. When Dad saw it in the
Wow.
news, he called me warning me about her being a gold digger. Yeah, big surprise, eh?
He been knew that before, even before you picked up on it.
What surprised us all was when one day the door to the mansion burst open and we all found Mom standing there, huffing as if she'd just run a mile. She was
Dang.
so mad. I saw the headlines. What is going on here?
He didn't marry her.
And just as she arrived, Dad ran up the steps too and soon came up behind Mom. I've been looking for Celia for weeks. I called my lawyer. I'm here to take you to court for the money you stole from me. It took a few hours, but I was finally able to catch Mom up on what her daughters had been up to and how Celia became their
Uh-huh.
weapon in the whole mess. She had always trusted me 100%, and so she took my
Wow.
word for it, even though my stepsisters denied everything.
Of course,
They
of
still
course.
envy me, Mom. They want me to fail. That's why they keep sabotaging the family. It was then that I saw Mom and Dad exchange a loving look with each other. I could see it in their eyes that they believed I was the man
They should get back together. Look at how they looking at each other.
and they raised me to be. We're proud of you, son. I'm sorry I left you with all this mess. Let me fix it. Mom threw out all the squatters and kicked Celia to the curb. And to my stepsisters, she turned and frowned. You're all of an age now. You don't need to live here.
Right.
Why don't you all go and see your broke dad who lives in the trailer park? Maybe you can live with him.
Right. And they're dead, bro. Why they was trying to kick George out in the beginning? Like, y'all dead, bro. Go do that.
I'm done with your whining. I'm remarrying George's dad. I just realized I still love him.
Yeah.
Dad moved in with us, and we were a happy family again. I continued to run the family business. This time, I was the only child again, but not spoiled anymore. I became a hustler, and I took the business we had to a whole new
He said, I became a hustler.
level.
uh